We're live. You can talk all you want. I don't know that anybody's going to be watching it. I'm broadcasting it on YouTube now instead of Facebook. So I don't know if anybody's going to be out there watching it at all, but this is a very exciting yoga class with Bill and Lola. She won't be showing up on screen today because her daddy's in the back. Yay, daddy. So anyway, if you're here, just give us a little thumbs up. Say you're there. Hey, we're starting in about 3 minutes. So I'll just sit here and occupy screen space for the next 3 minutes. Have to do something about that awful wiring. Take it out of the frame. I've strategically taken you out. Oh, there's somebody watching. Hey, whoever you are. This is my first YouTube live yoga class. So welcome, enjoy, stay safe, peace on the reef. Peace on the yoga mat. Aw, Lola, you could bump up our numbers if you get over here and get on TV. You could be a star, superstar. Ooh. Lolita, come on, time to make some money. Come on, Lola.
Sit down.
Doggy yoga.
Down, down.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's Lola doggy yoga.
Look,
Oh,
she's
we
doing
got
a
one more
pose.
person coming. She is doing a pose. Hello. How are you? You have to do it on the floor. I'll get you a mat. Sign in here. I'll get you a mat. Just sign in right up there for me. There's yoga blocks there if you want one. And there's an extra foam mat up top if you need extra foamness. Lolita, you probably will need a block. You know how I am. All right. We still got one person watching. They haven't left yet. Yay. It's our first online yoga class with YouTube Live with Lola. The camera's that way, Lola. She's like, this is my best side. So we're going to start in a seated position. So just bringing your awareness to the weight of your body on the floor, just sitting up nice and tall. Close your eyes for a moment and just bring your attention to your spine. So yoga is meant to be relaxing, it's meant to be challenging, but it's not meant to be painful or discomforting, if that is even a word. So your spine should remain straight and at ease and everything. If you're sitting on the floor and your spine is not at ease, sit up on a pillow, sit up on a block, do something to bring your hips up off the floor. It'll take some of that tension out of the low back. I'm going to ask you throughout the whole practice to keep your mind on your breathing, the depth of it, or the feeling of the stretch, or the sensations around your spine, making sure that they stay pleasant. I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs, feeling your lungs expand from the bottom up. As you exhale, see if you can just release the breath, release the tension, release any thoughts about what you've done so far today or what you're headed out to do after, and just be here in this moment on your mat. Taking another deep inhale in through the nose to the bottom of your lungs. As you exhale, just gently let your chin drop to the chest. Just feeling the stretch up the back of your neck. Keep your awareness in your body. Breathing deeply. Exhaling slowly. On your next exhale, try to bring your right ear over to your right shoulder. If you'd like, you can take your left elbow and push it down towards the floor just to anchor that stretch between the left ear and the left shoulder. Breathe into any area that feels tight. Imagine that you're expanding those areas with your breath. And And then as you exhale, you're releasing the tension, the tightness, any effort. Your next exhale, let your head drop back, your chin pointing up towards the sky. If you feel pinching or pain in the back of your neck, just drop your chin down to a neutral position. No numbness, no tingling. Feeling that stretch up the front of your throat. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Your next exhale, your left ear drops to your left shoulder, gently pushing your right elbow down towards the floor just to anchor that stretch. And then you can play with the position of your head, slowly turning your chin up towards the sky. See if you feel just a little bit more of a stretch. Find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. Where you can bring your awareness back to the depth of your breath, or the feeling of the stretch. Your next exhale drops your chin right back down to your chest. As you inhale, let your chin come up to a neutral position. Let your arms begin to rise up and overhead. So we're going to take those neck stretches a little deeper. Your right hand comes to the left side of your head. Your left hand comes behind your back. As you exhale, gently use just the weight of your right arm to pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. Right, right, right. Bloody well right. You can push down that left elbow towards the floor again, just creates that little bit of an anchor. And you can play with the direction of your chin. Just rotate it up towards the sky, down towards the floor in slow motions, trying to find the one that feels just right for you. Without pinching, without pain. And breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly release. Let the weight of your arm come off your head. Let your arms float back up to the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen. So your fingertips are going up. Your shoulder blades are coming down. You're trying to avoid pinching your ears. It's not that reach. The stretch is between the bottom of your shoulder blade and your fingertips. We'll take it to the opposite side. So your right arm comes behind your back. Your left hand comes to the right side of your head. And then gently just let the weight of that left arm pull your left ear towards your left shoulder. Without struggle, without strain. Breathing deeply into the areas that feel tight or restricted. Exhaling slowly. Play around with the position of your chin, just rotating it till you find that place where it just feels delicious. My friend Elaine hates when I say delicious and it doesn't have anything to do with food. What does she know?
The only one.
One more slow exhale. Don't you love these in-person classes when people can sass you back? Releasing your head, taking your arms back up to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers and bring them behind your head. As you inhale, push your elbows to the back of the wall. Lift your chin and your chin. Really feel the spread of your chest opening wide. As you exhale, round forward, bringing your elbows together, your chin towards your chest, just deepening that flexion, pulling that chin down lightly. Inhale, take it back up. The elbows go back, the chest opens wide. Exhale, round forward, pull the belly to the spine, spread your shoulder blades apart and get that rounding in your back. One more full cycle, take it up and back, really try to open the chest, push those elbows back. Exhaling, push the air out with your belly to the spine, round the shoulder blades. Then bring your spine back up to neutral, shoot your arms to the ceiling, reaching up with your fingertips, down with your shoulder blades. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take your right hand to your left knee, take your left hand behind you. Push down into the floor to help you lengthen your spine, rotating towards your left. Looking over your left shoulder, close your eyes for a moment. Bring your attention back to the breath. Take a deep inhale to the bottom of your lungs, lengthening your spine. With the exhale, if you have it available, rotate a little bit further. Let go of any struggle or any strain. Find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease, where your attention can stay focused on what it is you feel. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale, taking it just a little deeper if it's available to you. And then on your next exhale, bring your chest back to the front. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down your back. Really reach your fingertips up. And as you exhale, take it to the opposite side. Your left hand to your right knee, your right hand to the floor behind you. Use that back arm to push down into the floor to help you lengthen the spine, to help you become taller. And breathe. If your mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back to what it is you feel, or the depth of your breath, or the next smart aleck conversation or statement you might want to make in my direction. Well, now you're all quiet. One more deep inhale, pushing down on the floor, lengthening. One more slow exhale, try to rotate it a little further if that's available to you. And then with an exhale, bring yourself forward. Just taking that spine straight again, just stop for a moment and bring your attention back to the weight of your body on the floor, to the length of your spine, to the ease of your spine. As you inhale, take your arms out to the side, pull the fingertips up and reach your palms in opposite directions. So you're really spreading between those arms. Feel the lengthening of your spine. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, take your left elbow underneath of your right and try to interlace your arms together. If they don't get there, that's fine. You can just keep that here, or even the hand on the outside of the elbow. Find the expression of each and every pose that feels good to you, that feels yummy and delicious. Let your shoulder blades come down your back. So look at your shoulders or feel your shoulders. If they're pulled up towards your ears, gently try to pull them down, lengthening your spine. Inhaling, gently letting your arms rise up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing them back down. Inhaling them up to the ceiling. Exhaling them down. One more time, really try to breathe into the very bottom of your lungs as your arms rise up. That holds your rib cage down and allows you to get just a little bit more of a stretch. Exhale as you bring them back down. And then separate your arms, pushing away the walls. Deep inhale, lengthens. Taking it to the other side. The right elbow comes underneath the left, interlacing your arms, trying to bring your palms together. No struggles and no strains. If this bothers your shoulders now, it will bother your shoulders afterwards. So just stay in a pain-free range of motion. Inhaling, the arms rise up. Exhaling, bringing them down. Follow your own breath. Inhale to the bottom of your lungs as your arms rise up. Exhaling them as they come down. One more time, inhaling them as they come up. Exhaling as they come down. Slowly separating your arms, taking them out to the sides, pushing away the walls, lengthening your spine. Take your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, reach the knuckles to the floor, lift the chin and the chest towards the sky. Just another chest opener, another shoulder stretch for the front part of your shoulder. As you exhale, slowly fold forward, bringing your forehead to the floor or to your dog. My Lola. Stay right there, or with an exhale, let your arms lift up towards the sky. No pinching, no pain. And then slowly lower those arms back down to your hips. Keep the fingers interlaced as you bring your spine back up to a tall and straight posture. So your fingers have stayed interlaced. See if you can bring them both over to your left hip. So you're keeping the fingers interlaced. You're bringing them both over to your left hip. You're doing a deep stretch of that right shoulder. So if it feels like pinching or pain, just allow your arms to stay a little closer to the back. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. As you exhale, turn to your right. I'm sorry, turn to your left. Liars, liars. I'm trying to mirror these advanced yoga techniques. Breathe deeply into your belly, looking over your left shoulder. Exhaling, seeing if you can take it just a little bit further. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Really allow that exhale to melt your body. And then bring yourself forward. Drop your knuckles back to the floor. Lift the chin and the chest up and back. Exhale, folding forward. You have the option of staying right here or lifting those arms up to the ceiling. Lowering your arms gently back to your hips, straightening your spine, and then taking both hands over to your right hip. Just give the shoulder a moment to sink in. Don't try to push it or force it. Take a deep inhale as you exhale, turning towards your right. Breathing into the tightness. Imagine that you're expanding those areas with your breath. As you exhale, see if you can go just a little further without struggle, without strain, and breathe. One more deep inhale. One more slow exhale. And then slowly bring your chest back to the front. Drop your knuckles to the floor. Lift your chin and your chest up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your forehead to the floor, to a block, to a pillow, or to your dog. Breathe deeply in. Stay here, or with the exhale, lift the arms to the ceiling. Lowering those arms gently back down to your hips. Slowly straighten the spine and releasing your fingertips. Sitting up nice and tall, just repositioning, making sure that you have equal weight on your sit bones. We're going to take your legs and spread them wide. So this is one of the poses where if you don't have a lot of range of motion, like I don't get a lot of range of motion, it helps me to sit up on a block or sit up on a pillow. It just takes the effort out of it and allows my spine to be tall and straight. The other thing that happens is a lot of people, their heels dig into the floor and it kind of hurts if you have your feet down like that. If you pull your toes back, your heels will come up and that can help. You can also slide a pair of socks or a rolled up mat underneath of it. So just sitting nice and tall, just starting to appreciate the inner thigh stretch there. Just taking your hands, putting them on your knees and gently push down towards the floor. The idea is to try and get straight. Get the kneecaps pointed straight up, your knees down towards the floor. If you squeeze this muscle on top, your quadricep muscle, it shuts down the hamstring and allows you to take that stretch just a little bit deeper. Take a deep inhale, let your arms rise up towards the ceiling, your fingertips reaching up as your shoulder blades push down. As you exhale, just fall halfway forward. Point your fingers to where the wall meets the ceiling. As you inhale, reach out for that space. As you exhale, fold forward. Bringing your hands to the floor right in front of you is perfectly fine, or if you'd like, you can separate them, reaching to grab onto the toes or the ankles, whatever works best for your body. Then close your eyes and feel that stretch. I feel a huge difference between my left leg and my right leg. My left leg feels really, really tight. So that's where I focus. That's where I bring the attention of my breath. Trying to calm and relax the muscles with the diaphragmatic breath into the bottom of your lungs, exhaling slowly, breathing deeply, releasing tension along with the exhale. With each inhale, imagine yourself lengthening your spine, and with each exhale, falling further forward if it's available to you, without forcing it. Allow your breath to open your body for deeper stretches. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, bring your right hand over to meet your left and just turn so that your chest is facing that left leg, folding gently over that left leg. Breathing deeply. Exhaling slowly. No struggles, no strains. Close your eyes and breathe into the air as you feel tight or restricted. Exhaling slowly. Breathing deeply. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Really just try to let go 10% of the tightness. You don't have to let it go all at once. Just release what feels comfortable and safe for your body, and then spread your hands out back to each leg. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, see if you can fold just a little further forward. Breathe. Deep inhale here, and with an exhale, take your left hand over to your right hand, folding forward over that right leg. Try to keep your legs engaged, the toes pulled back, the heels reaching forward, gently pushing the back of your knee down towards the floor, releasing any strain, any struggle. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then separate your hands. Right hand to right foot, left hand to left foot, folding forward again. Try to keep the spine strong and long. Try not to round forward to make it appear as though you're going deeper. Just take it to where you comfortably can. And then slowly use your hands to help push you back up to a tall, straight position. We're going to stay in that wide-legged position. We're going to take your left hand and put it on the inside, the back of your left hand on the inside of your left calf. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, just slide that hand down to the inside of that ankle. Stop wherever it feels good to you. Now push the back of your left hand into your left ankle. Take your right arm and lift it up to the sky, reaching up, and then take it back behind you like a sailor's pose, tucking the fingers of your right hand into the crease between your left thigh and your belly. And then turn that right shoulder up towards the sky. So your chest should be facing forward, not down towards the floor, or at least that's the goal. If you push the back of that left hand into that left ankle, that'll help to take that deeper. Breathe into the air as you feel tight or restricted. As you exhale, melt into the pose. Release your effort, release your trying. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale, taking it deeper if that's available to you. And then slowly release your right arm. You can use your arms to help push you back up. And we're going to do the same to the opposite side. So the back of your right hand comes to the inside of your right calf, sliding it down towards the ankle to whatever feels comfortable for you. Gently pushing that hand into that ankle, and then raising your left arm up to the sky, taking it back behind you, binding the pose, turning that left shoulder back so that your chest is facing forward, breathing deeply into your belly, exhaling slowly. Close your eyes and bring your attention to where it is you feel restricted. Be gentle with that area. Be gentle with your body. Allow it to progress with your breath. No struggles and no strains. If a pose doesn't feel right for you, then just skip it. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And release that left arm from behind your back. Use your arms to push yourself back up to a tall, straight spine. And then gently bring the bottoms of your feet together for Cobbler's pose. So in Cobbler's pose, it's another really good one to sit up on a block. If you feel like your spine is rounded and you can't sit up tall, take some of the pressure off of it by sitting up on a block or a pillow. I do it all the time because it just feels good to me. You're going to try and take your knees down towards the floor. The other modification is you can bring your feet out further in front of you if that makes it feel better for your spine. So find the way that your spine feels good. Let the backs of your hands rest on the tops of your knees and gently let the weight of your arms push those knees towards the floor. Breathing deeply into your belly. Exhaling slowly. bringing your focus and attention back to your body. Stay here, or with an exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing your chest towards the floor. Remember, no struggles and no strains. Find the expression of each pose you can hold with ease, especially in your back. If it feels like struggle or strain in the back, just back out of this. We'll find another way to do it. Breathe into the tightness, expanding it with your breath. Exhaling, folding forward gently. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then use your arms to gently bring yourself back up to a tall seated position. So you may use a strap for this next move, or you can just use your hands, whichever you'd like. I'm going to get rid of this pillow because I feel like I'm going to fall off on national television. My big audience is going to be writing in about my ungracefulness. So with your left hand, take the first two fingers, grab onto the big toe of your left foot, or wrap a strap around the bottom of your foot. And with an exhale, straighten that leg out. Oh, I love this one. We call this the Jerry special. Shoulder blades down and away from your ear. So people tend to pull that shoulder blade up. Try to pull it down and away from your ear. If that feels like too much struggle or strain, you can just hold your leg with your hands. Just find the place where your spine feels good, where your chest is up and proud, your shoulder blade is down, and then see if you can take it up a little higher. Squeeze this quadricep muscle. Try to get that leg as straight as you can. And then we're going to take the big toe side of that foot to the floor. So now your left foot is rested your right foot is rested right on top of your left thigh. With an exhale, we're going to turn towards your right, pushing down into the floor to help lengthen your spine. So you have an option. You can stay right here, or you can come down to your elbows. Find the expression of each pose that you can hold with ease. Find the pose that feels like it's not a struggle, where you can just release and relax. Stay here, or with your next exhale, drop all the way down to your chest. Breathe deep into your belly. Feel it expanding. Connect to your breath and to your motion. You can stay here, or take your right hand back, reaching for that ankle, pulling it all the way up towards your shoulder to complete the pose. If it feels like struggle or strain, allow yourself the permission to back out of the pose and breathe. Deep into your belly, exhaling slowly. Feel that rib cage on the left as you take one more deep inhale. Feel it expand. As you exhale, just allow everything to melt. Release all your trying, all of your effort. And if you've bound the pose, let go of that foot. Use your hands to slowly push yourself back up into a seated cobbler's pose. Lola is watching all of you, especially that one right there. So again, sitting up nice and tall, the spine is straight. You can move your feet further away from you if that gives ease to your back. With an exhale, folding forward, keeping your spine straight, reaching out through the top of your head, trying to lengthen as you exhale, folding further forward if it's available to you. No struggles and no strains. We're really opening up these inner thighs. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then we're going to slowly bring ourselves back up. Tall, straight spine. We're going to do the same on the other side. Either wrap a strap around the bottom of your right foot, or grab the big toe of your right foot with the first two fingers of your right hand, and with an exhale, straighten it out. Feel your spine. Look at your shoulder. Lift your chest. Breathe. Squeeze that quadricep muscle. That turns that hamstring off, which will allow you to take it up a little bit higher if that's available to you, without struggle, without strain. And then take the big toe side of that foot to the floor. So now your left foot rests on top of your right thigh as you exhale, turning towards your left, pushing down into the floor to lengthen your spine, staying right here where you are, or dropping down to your elbows. Find the expression of the pose you can hold with ease. Breathing deeply into your belly. Staying here, or with an exhale, dropping all the way down to your chest. Breathing. Staying here, or taking your left hand back, reaching for your ankle and gently pulling it up towards your shoulder for a full expression of the pose. Feel that rib cage as you take breaths in deeply to the bottom of your lungs. Feel the belly expand, pressing into your thighs. With an exhale, release. Allow that breath to progress your pose. You don't have to pull any harder on that ankle. Just stay right there and feel. And breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Then if you've bound the pose, just release that foot. Slowly use your arms to press yourself back up to the seated cobbler's pose. I like doing the seated cobbler's pose between sides because it's a balancing pose. It pulls evenly on your spine. So your next one, we've got options as well. You can either grab your big toes, each of them with the appropriate hand or corresponding hand. You can straighten one leg out and then the other. Whoa! Pull it together, pull it together. Or you can just hold behind your thighs. It's perfectly fine. You're lifting your chest. You're trying to raise those legs, squeeze them tight. Breathe. And then slowly cross at the ankles, bring them down, pull your knees together, wrap your arms around, and drop your chin down into your chest. A modified child's pose. So being on your knees to do child's pose is painful. This is always a way that you can do that. Breathing deeply into your belly, exhaling slowly. Feel your belly press into your thighs. Exhale and relax. Brilliant. One more deep inhale here. One more slow. And then we're going to slowly come onto your hands and knees. So we're going to prepare our shoulders and our hips for movement, for sun salutations. I am old and crotchety, so I like to warm up for those things. I used to show up to my yoga class a half an hour early so I could get ready for the yoga class because it takes a little while to oil these old joints and bones. So you're on your hands and your knees, your toes are pointed forward. You can, if your knees bother, you can fold your mat in half so you have a little extra cushioning under your knees, or slide pillows under there. Let the tops of your feet be flat, and then gently just start to rock your hips back towards your heels and then forward. If you turn the creases of your elbows forward, you're going to be locking your shoulders into a safe position, a strong position. You'll notice it takes a little bit of effort to hold those creases forward. That's a co-contraction in your shoulder. One more time, bring your hips all the way back to your heels, and then bring your shoulders out and in front of your hands. Bring yourself back. Shoulders above your hands, hips above your knees, and then slowly start to circle your shoulders around your hands. The beautiful thing is if you just keep your concentration on what's happening at your shoulders, your hips will take care of themselves. Link that breath and that motion. So inhale up one side of the circle. Exhale down the opposite side of the circle. Slow it down. Bring your attention to it. Creases of your elbows turn forward if that's available to you. One more full circle. And then we'll take it to the opposite side. The opposite direction. Taking that circle as wide as you comfortably can, just try to connect your breath and your motion. It's one of the biggest keys in yoga. In fact, that's what yoga means, the linking together of breath and motion. I'm much more interested in making sure that you're aware of your breath and whether you can touch your toes. That's not the goal. The goal is staying aware in your body through the motion. One more full circle. We're going to bring your hands just below your shoulders, your knees just below your hips. Curl the toes under. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, your belly comes to your spine. Just lift your knees an inch from the floor. Creases of your elbows turn forward. Feel the strength in your shoulders. And then drop your knees back to the floor. So with your exhale, your belly comes to the spine. The knees lift an inch from the floor. Keep those creases of those elbows forward for strength, and then drop those knees back down. We're going to take it one more time into the down dog. So as you lift, your belly comes in, the knees lift up, you push back so that your legs are straight, your hips are lifting up towards the sky, into down dog. Breathing, letting your shoulders be relaxed. It's strong arms and legs that are doing the work here. Try to pull your chest towards your thighs. Try to lift your hips towards the sky. Push the back of your knees to the room behind you. And breathe. Let your head do what? Dangle. You got to say it louder than that. Dangle. Then bring it forward to a plank position. So if the plank position is too much for you, just drop down on your knees or even drop down onto your elbows. It's perfectly fine to find the expression of each pose that you can hold with ease. Take it back to down dog. Push the back of your knee to the wall behind you. Lift the hips to the sky. Bring the chest towards the thighs. Then take it back to plank. So you have an option. You can stay here, or you can take your right arm up to the ceiling and take it into side plank. You have options here. You can keep that right foot on the top of the left or lift it to the sky. Bring it back to forward plank, back to down dog. Bring it back to forward plank. Stay here. Drop down on your knees or open it up into side plank on the opposite side. Keeping the foot on the floor, stacked or lifting it. Bringing it back to down dog. Lifting your heels from the floor, dropping your knees and taking a small child's pose just to allow the shoulders to relax. Bring your hands back behind you by your feet. Let your head come to the floor or to a block or a pillow. If you want to progress your child's pose, separate your knees and bring your chest all the way down towards the floor. If this is too much for your knees, just sit down, pulling your knees into your chest like we did before, or even lie on your back, pulling your knees into your chest. It's perfectly fine. And breathe. Breathe deeply into your belly, exhaling slowly. Feel and exhale, melt. Slowly bringing yourself back up onto all fours. Tabletop. Just bringing your knees underneath of your hips, your hands underneath of your shoulders. We're going to do one more motion on this all fours just to make sure our spine is ready, because Todd asked for 27 sun salutations today, and he did pay the extra money. Nobody else paid to not do 27 sun salutations, so I guess it's in. We're going to separate your knees to the outside edges of the mat. We're going to bring your big toes together. So you're creating a little V position between your knees and your toes. The creases of your elbows turn forward. We're going to take your left arm out to the side. Reach for the wall with your fingertips, like really as if it was just an inch away from you. As you inhale, take that left arm up to the ceiling. As you exhale, bring it underneath you. We're not going to go into the full thread the needle just yet. We're going to inhale that arm back up to the ceiling, just loosening up the spine for rotation. Exhale, bringing it underneath you. One more time, take it up to the ceiling, follow it with your eyes. One more time, take it underneath you, but leave it there. So now you have the option of keeping that right arm straight or bending the right elbow. You can stay right there, or you can bring your left ear all the way to the floor. Try to pull that left shoulder down and away from your left ear, and then breathe. Breathe deeply into your belly, exhaling slowly. You have an option here. You can stay just as you are, or take your right leg and straighten it up, pointing to where the wall meets the ceiling behind you. Find the expression of the pose that you can hold with ease, where you can bring your attention back to the breath, the feeling of the stretch or the strength of the pose, dropping that right leg back to the ceiling. Stay here or drop your hips all the way to your heels. No pain in the knees, no struggle and no strain. If the pose isn't right for you, just wait for the next one. Breathing deeply into your belly, exhaling slowly. Then slide your right hand forward. Use it to pull yourself up onto all fours. Your right hand, your right knee, and your right foot are in one line. Bring your left foot back to meet. Take your left arm up to the sky. So if you feel like your balance is off, just take your right foot and swing it out so it's off of your mat and onto the floor, increasing the base of support. Stay there or lift your left foot from the floor. Pull the belly to the spine. Look up at the arm if it doesn't bother your neck. Fall back down onto all fours. We'll do the same on the other side. First, repositioning, taking your knees to the outside of your mats, bringing the big toes together. Creases of your elbows turn forward. Take your right arm out to the side, reaching for the wall out to the right. 2 warm-ups. Inhale it, follow your eyes, follow your arm up to the ceiling, take it under on an exhale. Inhale it up to the sky. Exhale it under. One more time, inhale it up, exhale it under, and then assume the position that is right for you. Either that arm stays straight, or the elbow bends, or the knee comes all the way to the floor. I hear the giggling. So breathe. Pull that right shoulder down away from your right ear so it's not scrunching up into it. Scrunch might be my new word. I've got dangle, I've got scrunch, I've got delicious. You can stay right here or straighten the left leg, up to the ceiling, pointing it to where the wall meets the ceiling behind you. Breathing. Feeling the strength of the pose, of the depth of your breath, no struggles and no strains. Dropping that knee back down to the floor, dropping your hips to your heels, if that's appropriate for you. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly. No struggles, no strains. Sliding that left hand out in front of you. Use that arm to help pull yourself back up so that your left hand, your left knee, and your left foot are all in one line. Take your right foot back to meet that line, then your right arm comes up to the sky. Looking up at your arm if it doesn't bother your neck. Remember, you can keep yourself aligned like this or take your foot and just slide it off the outside of your mat and then lift your opposite leg. Pull the belly to the spine to find your strength and breathe. And then drop it all to all fours. So hands down underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to go into some sun salutations. If they're not right for you, just take yourself whatever pose you like. So curl the toes under, turn the creases of your elbows forward, lift the knees from the floor just an inch, belly to the spine, and then push back into down dog. Breathe here for a moment. Trying to get the heels towards the floor, the toes pointed forward. Look forward to your hands. Jump or step your feet to meet your hands. Straightening your legs for a forward fold. Slowly rounding up one vertebra at a time. Keep your chin on your chest till your head is straight. I've cut myself off. I'm the headless yoga guy on the TV. So inhale your arms up to the ceiling. Look up at your arms and then small arch backwards. As you exhale, swan dive forward. If you have a bad back, bend your knees until your fingertips touch the floor or a block, and then straighten your legs. So you take the hamstrings out of that forward fold if you do it that way. Inhale, lift your chin and your chest to a flat back. Reach your head towards the wall out in front of you. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, step your right foot back, step your left foot back into plank. Creases of your elbows turn forward. As you exhale, try to lower yourself to the floor, keeping your elbows right at your rib cage. And then take it to up dog. If you want to lift your knees from the floor, that's perfectly fine. Look up to the sky and breathe. Take it all the way back down to chaturanga and then back to down dog. Breathe. Look forward to your hands. Jump or step your feet to meet your hands. Straightening your legs for a forward fold. Rounding up one vertebra at a time. Chin on your chest till your spine is straight. We'll go for one more sun salutation, lengthening, arching back, filling the lungs with air, exhaling, emptying your lungs as you meet the floor. Remember to bend your knees if you have a bad back, and that way you take the hamstrings out of it. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step or jump back into plank. Exhale to the floor in chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to the floor and back to down dog. And breathe. Find an expression of the pose you can hold with ease. Pushing back into the knees, lifting the hips to the sky, the chest towards the thighs. Looking forward to your hands, jump or step your feet to meet your hands. Straighten the legs for forward fold, just stay there, dangling. Then slowly start to bend your knees, bringing your hips all the way to the ground. Bring your hands to the sides. Try to shoot your legs out in front. So you're long sitting. Another one where a block underneath of your hips can be helpful for your back. So if your back is rounded or it feels like a lot of struggle or strain, either bend your knees or sit a block underneath of your hips. Bring your hands by your side and just gently push down on the floor, lifting your hips just an inch. And then put them down. That creates a small traction on your spine. Push down, lifting your hips. One more time. Push down and lift your hips. Try to let them just dangle. I've used dangle 3 times in one class. This is going to be the dangle class. Hush. Take your arms forward. Lengthen your spine and slowly try to lower your back to the floor. If you have pain, just use your arms to lower yourself. Pull your belly to your spine to create strength. Oh, Lola's had enough of my dangle. Lola. Don't leave me now, Lola. This is your favorite part. All right, so take a deep inhale. Let your arms raise up to the ceiling. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with your heels. Feel that stretch along the length of your body. Take another deep inhale. Really breathe into the belly. Feel it expand. As you exhale, draw both knees up into your chest. Let your arms float down to hold your knees, just gently pulling them in. This is another modification of child pose. You're in the same position, you just don't have all your body weight pressing into the knees. Let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. As you exhale, see if you could gently draw those knees in a little closer to your chest. Take a deep inhale, separate your knees out to the sides, then push them down away from you towards the front of your room where they come back together and then back into your chest. So you're basically making 2 individual circles with those legs. Inhaling, taking them out to the sides, down towards the room in front of you, back together, and then into your chest. Just loosening up those hips after we've moved them in all these different directions. This is also a mobilization for your sacroiliac joint. One more full circle, follow your own breath. And then we're going to reverse directions. So that starting with the knees pulled into your chest, inhale as you take them down towards the wall in front of you. Exhale as you take them out and away from each other and back into your chest, creating 2 independent circles. Shoulders are relaxed, jaw is relaxed. This should feel good. Just a gentle loosening of your sacroiliac joint, a gentle motion through your knees. One more full circle, ending with your knees into your chest. And slowly allow your feet to come down to the mat. So your knees are going to be bent, the feet are flat. We're going to take a supine cobbler's pose. Let your knees drop out in opposite directions. The bottoms of your feet come together. This is another one where if it feels like pinching or pain in the hip or the groin, slide your feet down towards the bottom of your mat. If it feels like it's still uncomfortable, you can make a fist on either side and slide it under the tops of your thighs to help support some of the weight. If you're at home and you have pillows, you can put them underneath your knees. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath into your belly. As you exhale, gently let those knees drop open just a little bit more. This is a really good pose to end with because it neutralizes everything you did on one side compared to the other. It gently pulls your sacrum down and away from your lumbar spine. If it feels like discomfort in your low back, try pulling your belly into your spine, pushing your low back into the floor gently. If it still feels uncomfortable, just come out of the pose completely. It just might not be the right pose for you. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And I want you to take your hands to the outside of your legs and gently use your hands to push your knees back up to meet each other. Those adductors, those inner thigh muscles become really weak when they've had an extended stretch. So you don't want to try and pull them up and cause any discomfort. We're going to straighten out your legs one at a time all the way to the floor. So if you have back pain and you'd rather have your knees bent, that's perfectly fine. Or if you'd like to have a pillow underneath of your knees, that's fine. Some people use those exercise balls to have their knees completely up and bent at 90 degrees. If that's something you feel is good for your back, then do that. Shavasana is a time for your body to incorporate all of the different things that it's just done, especially if they're things you've never done before. Your neurological system is absorbing that information. So in Shavasana, you'd like to have your arms by your side with the palms facing gently up. Your chin gently pushing down towards your body, not up towards the ceiling. You can slide a pillow or a block underneath of your head if it makes your neck feel more at ease. I'm going to ask you to take one deep inhale in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs and let that air just drizzle out of you. Breathing deeply in, feeling the sensations of the breath as it enters. Letting that air drizzle out, feeling the sensations of the breath as it's warmed from your body. I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself as if you were lying on the beach, right at the water's edge. The sand is warm, the sun is just golden and beautiful. The water is cool as it laps over the tops of your feet. Imagine that the warmth from that sand and that sun is just melting all the tension from your body, allowing your muscles to just become relaxed. As you take a deep inhale into the very bottom of your lungs, imagine that that breath draws a wave up and over your ankles. Feel the water as it draws back into the ocean, and notice that that wave is taken along with it any tension, any aches, any stiffness in your ankles and your feet. As you take another deep inhale to the very bottom of your lungs, imagine that breath is drawing the next wave up to your knees. As the water draws back down your body, feel it just drawing over your calves, over the ankles, and over the feet, taking with it any soreness, any aches or pains. Imagine that it's energizing and healing. Your next deep breath in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs draws the next wave up over your hips, over your thighs. As you feel that water drawing back down across your body, back into the ocean, just imagine it leaves behind an invigoration, a revitalization. Your next breath, drawn deep in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs, brings that wave and crashes it up over your belly, your forearms, your hands, your wrists. Feel that water as it draws back across your body, down into the ocean, taking with it any negative energy, any worries, any fears. Your next breath, drawn deep into the bottom of your lungs, draws a wave up and over your shoulders, your chest. As you imagine that water drifting back down across your body, it leaves behind ease, takes with it tension, it melts away judgments of yourself or others. It leaves behind relaxation. One more deep breath to the bottom of your lungs brings a wave crashing all the way over your head. As it draws back over your body, it leaves behind a sense of peace. A sense of stillness, of ease in your mind and your body. As you continue that visualization of just lying on that beach, those waves gently just crashing over your body wherever they find themselves, drawing down across your body, leaving ease, leaving peace, leaving wellness. In your mind's eye, you can begin to imagine that someone is walking towards you, someone that seems familiar at a distance. As they draw closer, you see that it's a cherished friend or partner or lover, someone that brings light and laughter to your heart. You can feel the smile across your lips. As they come closer, you can see the eyes, you can see the smile on their face. As you invite them to lie next to you on the beach, you can feel the warmth of their love. Looking into their eyes, you can see for you, and they can see your appreciation for them. Just feel your body in the moment of pure bliss. Sharing a beautiful moment with someone that you love. Just feel your body in the gratitude of that moment. And then just release the images of your mind and let your mind come to stillness. Any distraction that comes to mind, notice it, but don't attach to it. Become the observer of your mind. Notice the internal dialogue. Notice the distractions, but don't attach to them. Don't give them a story. Don't give them life. Make the choice to come back to stillness. We'll slowly start to bring awareness back to your body by just wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Feel the joints as they move in your fingers and your toes. Spread your fingers apart. Spread your toes apart and feel the space between your fingers. Feel the space between your toes. And then curl your fists, hands into a fist, curl your toes under and feel the skin as it stretches over the knuckles, as it stretches over the tops of your feet. Then let your hands and your feet relax. Take a deep inhale. Let your shoulders draw up towards your ears. With an exhale, slide your arms down the floor as if you were trying to touch the bottoms of your mat, and just feel that gentle stretch between the ear and the shoulders. And then let your shoulders relax. Gently let your head begin to rock from side to side. Bringing awareness to the movement of the spine, of the stretching of the muscles. And then let your head find itself in a comfortable position wherever that is. As you take your next deep inhale to the bottom of your lungs, let your arms float up towards the ceiling. As you empty your lungs, let the arms fall to the floor behind you. With your next inhale, just reach your arms back, reach your legs forward, just stretch as if you were yawning first in the morning, whatever feels comfortable for your body in that motion. Take another deep inhale, really reach and stretch. And then with your exhale, pull your knees to your chest, let your arms float down to hug your knees into your chest. Shoulders are relaxed, jaw is relaxed. You can gently begin to rock from side to side, just letting the floor wake up the muscles and the bones around the spine. And then when you're ready, you can roll onto your right side, lying in a fetal position, bringing your hands to form a pillow to support your head, or slide a pillow or a block underneath of your neck to make sure that the neck is supported and at ease. And then bring your awareness to just one more deep inhale to the bottom of your lungs and the sensations of the breath that exits. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to an easy seated position. An easy seated position is anyone where your spine is tall and long and at ease. You can sit on a pillow, you can sit on the floor, or just sit in a chair to bring your awareness to a tall spine. Let the backs of your hands rest on the tops of your knees. As you take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. With the exhale, see if you can hold that tall and lengthened spine with ease. On your next inhale, lengthen your spine. With the exhale, bring your hands into heart center in a prayer position, your thumbs gently against your sternum. Let your head just drop gently down. You guys have done a wonderful job. Once again, namaste. Have a wonderful day. And hopefully we'll see you next week. And you guys too. We had one person watching this during the class. You're the special winner today. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you guys next week. I don't know who it was. I have a feeling it might have been my sister. She usually watches, they're gone, whoever it was, and they didn't mention anything. Yes, I am. We're all on television. Woo! Woo! I used to stream this on Facebook, but not everybody has Facebook, so YouTube